Hi, my name is Karol and I am a migration agent. Let's have a chat about how to migrate to Australia. Whoever is not an Australian citizen or permanent resident needs a visa to stay in Australia lawfully. If your goal is to migrate to Australia on a permanent basis, you are looking after permanent visa. If you are lucky enough to find an employer who would be willing to sponsor you for a visa, you can apply for temporary working visa or permanent ones, ENS or SMS. But if you are unable to find an employer who would be willing to sponsor you for a visa to Australia, you need to look for the other options. How to get a visa without an employer. So there is something called skilled migration. This is the stream, skilled migration. The Department of Immigration is issuing the lists of occupations which are in demand in Australia. There are two lists, sole and CSOL. If your occupation would be on the sole list, and if your level of English would be quite good, if your education would be on the higher level, you would be in mid-30s, let's say, there is quite a good chance that you might be eligible for this visa, which is the permanent one. If your occupation would be on the CSOL list, and there would be a state which would nominate your particular occupation, you might be able to apply for this visa. These are the permanent visas, and if you would be granted with any of these visas, you can live in Australia permanently. These are point-based visas, and you are getting point for your education, for level of your English, for how many years have you been working in your occupation, and so on and so on. At the moment the threshold is 60 points. If you are unable to accumulate 60 points, it's not yet the end of the story. There are some other temporary visas which will allow you to come to Australia on a temporary basis. For example, working holiday visa, trainee visa, even student visa could be the way to get the permanent residency in the future. Being in Australia, you can get a local experience, you can get a local education, which will give you additional points in some time for skilled visas. Also, being in Australia, it's much easier to find an employer who would be willing to sponsor you for a visa. Working holiday visa is giving you the opportunity to work. This is the visa with work rights. So you can go to an employer to show them what you can, and if they will be happy with you, they can sponsor you for the work visa. Another way of migrating to Australia is family stream. If you are in a spousal relationship with an Australian citizen or permanent resident, you may be eligible for partner visa. If your children are Australian permanent residents or citizens, you might be eligible for parent visa. So it all depends on your particular situation. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Stay tuned and see you later.